Are there chances for President Tinubu, in the light of all that you have said, are there chances for him in 2027?
My brother, are you asking any hope for President Tinubu in 2027? If it was a free and fair election, there is no hope for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027, except between 2025, 2026, and the beginning of 2027, except there is a change in his approach, except there is a real positive change, not just this their death sentence change that they gave us in 2015. No, except there is a real positive change in ensuring that the subsidy that was removed is brought back, even if it is 50% of it. Let it be that at least the traders in the market will feel the impact of governance, because in a country like Nigeria today, petroleum is the number one factor that controls the economy of this country. The moment fuel goes down, everything automatically will go down with it. The moment fuel becomes scarce, not even up, will just become scarce, automatically everything will start shaking. There's no stability anymore. Our economy is not stable because of the fact that this country has not gotten a clear direction and a clear purpose. If you want to increase or you want to remove subsidy, you need to look at the earnings of people. When I remove this subsidy and I'm selling per liter 1,000 naira, the person who is earning 20,000 naira per month, can that person survive? You need to ask logical questions. You don't need to be a politician to understand the country that we are running today. This country we are running today is a country that is only the rich and the upper class that is currently living hardship. My brother, the hardship that Mr. President is talking about, that the worst is over, is only for the higher class, not for the citizens of the country. The citizens of the country is still dying. As it is, Mr. President, we lose the 2027 election. If it is the way the country is now, the way this country is now, Mr. President will lose the 2027 election if it is a free, fair, and uncompromised election. Yes, we have APC members, but guess what? There are a lot of APC members that will vote against Mr. President in 2027 because they want a better Nigeria. They want a better package. They want a better security package. They want a better governance. They want transparency. They want a governor or a president that will come on board, sit down with the masses. Listen, Mr. President keeps sitting down with his, bourgeoisies there. Forget about the bourgeoisies. Calm down. The proletariats are there to engage with you. They will tell you the issues that is killing them. Mr. President has failed woefully as a president because he did not secure the lives and properties of Nigerians. Nigerians are being killed on a daily basis in Benue State. Nigerians are being killed on a daily basis in Imo State. In fact, Mr. President should have declared a state of emergency in Imo State. And the current governor, who is the chairman of the All Progressive Party, should have even been removed, if at all there is anything called remover, and put a military man there to try to sanitize the entire Imo State. Imo State is a state that used to be peaceful before. But as I'm talking to you now, you and I cannot even say you should drive our private car to Imo State freely till nightfall without the fear of the unknown. It's not possible.
Except for the massive rigging that is expected and exposed that will happen in 2027. Except for the massive rigging, this big plot to massively rig the 2027 election, except for that massive rigging, except for the fact that they will use the INEC to tilt the election result, Tinubu is not going to win 2027 election. It is flat out. Forget about all these people that are defecting. They're doing that to save their necks because they know that the election is not going to be about the vote of the people. Because if it was about the vote of the people that they won before, I tell you this, they won't be, defecting. But they knew that from the onset, when they won the last election, most of them rigged the election. Recently, Aregbesola came on national TV and told the entire world that he also benefited from a flawed election system. And we know what that means. It meant rigging. And then he's now the one clamoring that we need to revamp our electoral system. So, and these guys who were all defecting, all these people within APC, they understand that the game is tilted in their way against them if they stayed in their political party. So they need to join forces with Bola Tinubu. Make sure that when they're rigging the election, they too are rigged back. So it's not about the vote of the people. It's about the power of the corruption that will bring all the other politicians back. Take this example. Everything that's happened in Imo State, like Elijah mentioned, everything that happened in Imo State since Opus Odima won till now is that he has put Imo State down in the way that he has governed the state. Insecurity is rife. And Imo State mirrors exactly what goes on in the country. Insecurity is all over the country. That's what APC brought in. Though there's a lot of speculations, allegations saying that APC brought in bandits into Nigeria, terrorism into Nigeria to wrestle power out of Jonathan. And that's exactly what has happened. So, but if you look at around, apart from Lagos and maybe some of those southwestern states, everywhere else around the country, there's insecurity. And everywhere they rigged election in, take Edo State for example, insecurity is rife all over the Edo State, especially in the northern part of Edo State. This gentleman is also right. He said if it was a free and fair election, there is no hope for Bola Tinubu, and that's the truth. And I will give you reasons why. But he also said that our economy is not stable because our country does not have a clear purpose and direction. So if I ask you, apart from this, their mantra, renewed hope agenda that has brought double portion of shege for Nigerians, what is the direction that APC is taking Nigeria to? You don't know. What is the direction that Bola Tinubu is taking Nigeria to? You don't know. What is the purpose of this government? You don't know. Even the government has no purpose. Because if he has a purpose, if Bola Tinubu has a purpose, the way the Nigerians have been slaughtered like fowls, they wouldn't have been slaughtered like that. That's why the Americans are saying there's genocide going on in Nigeria. Indeed, there's genocide going on in Nigeria. You cannot deny it. Christians are getting killed every day. And in the course of it, Muslims are getting killed. A lot of people are getting killed because everybody is a victim of corruption. And electoral corruption, with the help of the National Assembly and judiciary, is what is causing this to escalate to the level where it is going to right now. So 2027, Tinubu will lose 2027 election if it was free and fair and uncompromised, just as the man said. So again, it is true that a lot of APC members will work against Tinubu. A lot of these guys who have defected to APC, they will work against Tinubu because they know that the man cannot be trusted. And they cannot have a rope tied around their neck because they know if they don't do his bidding, something else will happen. And they need somebody who's fairer, who's about governance, not one who's about politics. Because they also want a better Nigeria, not one where there's a rope around their neck and that's telling them, if you don't defect, we will rig the election against you. And the man said it again, Tinubu has failed woefully because he did not secure the lives and properties of Nigerians. The basic purpose of every government is to protect the lives and properties, but this man has not been able to do it. There's widespread economic hardship in the country. Since Tinubu took over, things have gotten worse for Nigerians. People have lost their jobs. Jobs have left the country. Businesses are running en masse. The man says that there's a new, things that the hard days are bad, are gone, but things get worse every day. There's loss of public trust because when people look at the government, they don't see any direction. There's no direction. And again, the youth are mobilized against this government. And their political awareness has become so strong One example are the supporters of the offshore, the other ones are the obedient. So Nigerians are literally like eagle, we're looking through and making sure that our voices count. And again, don't forget, like I mentioned, a lot of people within the APC will work against Bola Tinubu. They've already started doing it because there's going to be a collapse of APC's internal unity. There's the northern bloc that don't want Bola Tinubu. There's the southern bloc that want him. The southern bloc, they are forcing. And again, you cannot leave the elephant in the room out of this question. Peter Obi's credibility and clean image. That one that will sell Nigeria to the rest of the world. So Peter Obi remains their biggest threat. It remains their biggest threat. So every time his name comes up, they are afraid. So it is true. A lot of people have said it before. There will be internal disconnect within the APC. And that would foster the fact that a lot of people would then work against Bola Tinubu. Forget about this defection. Forget about the defection of all the people like the current Enugu state governor that just defected to the APC. All the lawmakers who are defecting to the APC is to save their necks. They know. They've seen the way they rigged the election in Edo State. They've seen the way they rigged the elections in Lagos State during the local government election. They've seen what they did in Rivers State. And they've seen that the National Assembly has collapsed under this gospel akpabio. So what do? They have to save their necks because, like I said before, most likely they knew that they never came into power because the people voted for them. They knew they came into power because they rigged the election. And Tinubu knew the numbers. They've looked at the numbers. So all this state capture you're seeing, they're going into the grassroots. One thing I want to tell you about this grassroots is the idea behind this Oloja Ayeki thing in Benin. This is exactly why. Because they know they need the political class to capture them and then force and hoodwink the ordinary people in the market. Remember what happened in 2023 when market women and men were forced to, walk the street for Bola Tinubu because they said to them, if they don't, they'll close down their shops. The deeper purpose of this Yaloja thing that Tinubu's daughter went to do in Benin was to use that one to say if we can capture Benin, we can use that to force our way through other states. And when we do that, we will force the people to vote for us. This is what corruption does. It puts a strangle rope around people's necks. It's not about the will of the people, it's about the fear that they want to impose on the people. So again, I agree with him. Tinubu will lose in 2027 if it was a free and fair election. But we know it's not going to be free and fair election. We know the plans are to rig the elections in 2027. We also know the fact that they've already started the work to rig the elections. That's why they're forcing all these governors. I said this before many times. Many of these governors, they need them to be part of APC so that the rigging purpose can be easier. Because if all these governors were in their different political parties, it will be hard for the government to rig, or the presidency to rig the election in 2027. So they need those governors to be part of the process so that they too can come back. Because it's about scratch my back, I scratch your back. And you know that it's not about the vote of the people. It's about the rigging that would go in to impose a governor that the people does not want. That's what I think is going to happen. So it is sure, again, just like in 2023, Tinubu will lose 2027. But it's most likely looking like they're going to rig the election again because everything points in that direction. The most unpopular president is Bola Tinubu we've ever had. And that same president is the one leading the political party that politicians are defecting to. Not because they trust him, not because the people want him, but because they know that as they did in 2023, they'll rig the elections because they've shown us the script already. What do you think? Do you agree with it? Do you think the gentleman is right? At 2027, the rigging plot is already on. Put your comment in the comment section. Let's have our deliberations. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you've not done so. Hit the notification icon. And also remember to recommend this channel to others. I'll catch you in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.